Yeah.
So in the thing, you got married, you have a lot of things exciting has happened in your life, but where does this bartending on Watch, like where does that, you bartended on Watch What Happens?
I was a bartender. I was a bartender on Watch What Happens Live. I forget what I said about Vanderpump Rules. Ariana was the absolute coolest. I'm not as much of a Southern charm head as other people are, but I obviously knew Craig, and they were in the two chairs while I was at the bar. And my best friend in New York, Alex, he came with me and was my guest. And there are a lot of people that work on the show that, that I tweet with all the time, on Twitter all day, and we just make each other laugh. And they were like, you're the guest. That's crazy. And Andy was so nice. And I will say that I was so hammered that it was a miracle that I stood up for the entire show, because they kept refilling my drink, because I guess it's like a prop, so they want it to be full. And I was like, I'm going to go a little nuts. I'm going to have a tequila pineapple, which if I'm having a tequila pineapple, like, it's on. And they kept coming back with another completely full tequila pineapple. And I literally almost fell over. Yeah.
That's the rumor of what happens when you're on Watch What Happens.
Yeah, it's genuinely like, it is the feeling that they say it is, where it's meant to be like a party at Andy's house. And, you're just kind of like drunk and loose, and you don't know what you might say. And I was just happy with the questions that he asked me, that I was able to get out a controlled answer to them all. Yeah.
Leading up to it, like, did you know it was going to be Ariana and Craig in the chairs, or were you asking?
Yes. Yeah, I knew. I think it was a Wednesday night, and I knew that Sunday who because they listed the guests for the whole week. And my girlfriends, I'm on a group chat. All we do is talk about Housewives. When I told them I was going to be on Watch What Happens Live, they were like, are we flying to New York? Like what, how can we be a part of this? Like, this is better than getting an Oscar. This is absolutely insane. And then they were like, oh my God, Ariana and Craig. And I believe one of my girlfriends started calling me crying. Like, it was a true glitch in the Matrix, and it was completely surreal. It really was.
Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, like 1 being not at all and 10 being a lot, either before or after, how much did Andy hit on you in the green room behind?
Well, I had 2 people with me the whole time, and Andy was really sweet to me, and I feel like he gets a really bad rap. So he never made me feel uncomfortable. And I just really loved hanging out with him. I really did. He's a wonderful person. I think he works really hard. He was asking me about questions about the movie in between commercial breaks to make sure that he said, got the facts right and stuff. And I don't know that I feel like he hit on me in a certain way, but not in a way where like I was like rolling my eyes or anything. But maybe someone told him that I just got married, and so maybe he wasn't gonna, I don't know.
I was just going to say, maybe it's because he knew you were married, or
maybe. I mean, he's adorable. And I also think he's really attractive. He works out a lot. I like when he had that beard and the longer hair in COVID. I think he's very sexy. So, to me, I was very flattered that he paid attention to me at all.
Well, listen, the next time you go back, you'll be sitting in one of the chairs now that the estate is out.
Absolutely. We're working on the next movie, so hopefully it'll come out soon enough where the shows that I'm keeping up with will still be on the air and the similar cast. And so, yeah.
What is the next movie you're working on?
Well, I will say that The Estate is a dark, twisted comedic thriller. I usually write comedy, straight ahead comedy. So my next movie that is in production, it's in pre-production right now. So who knows when we'll shoot it, with COVID and all these different protocols and stuff. But it is a straight ahead rom-com, and it's about a gay couple and a straight couple, and the hijinks that they get into as they try to pursue romance and horribly fail. And it's surrounding a wedding, and I'm just so proud of it. And my co-writer Jared Grody and I are just like with The Estate. We kind of wrote the movie that we wanted to see, which was a romantic comedy starring a gay guy that wasn't about being gay. It wasn't about the closet. It's not about, being persecuted or being a victim. It's about just finding love and trying to keep love. And yeah, I'm really proud of it.
Being a whole self-actualized person who, oh, by the way, I'm gay.
Can you imagine?
Right.
Can you imagine?
Shocking that like, it's not your main story. It's a little bit of your backstory and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you want to star in this next movie or are you going to?
I would love to, again, like with the estate, if some big star were to come along and be like, this is the role for me, and I can get this made at this big place for this big price. It would be a conversation, but I wrote the role with me in mind, so we'll see.
I love it. And before we go, is there any show from Bravo past? Like, what do you think like should come back? We have Miami back. Or is there
any dead Bravo shows that should become undead?
I mean, I have a couple, or at least two at the top of my head.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Because there's a lot. You remember the days when Bravo used to have new shows all the time? Do you remember those days?
Oh well, and I would love Bethany Ever After to come back. Yeah,
she has a new boyfriend. That could work.
Yeah, that HBO Max show was not good. I watched every episode and that was not a good show. She belongs in a setting where she can make fun of people, and I would really love to see her do that.
Bethany I watched it, right, same thing. I'm like, I'm not going to watch this show that Bethany is on where it's called, it's about Bethany, and like
she's not a game show host. She's not, and that's what that was. It was The Apprentice, but with Bethany, what she needs to be doing is a lifestyle show about causing drama with friends. And I think she finally understands that. I think that when she was first on the show, she was like, oh, I'm the shit and I'm a star. I should have a talk show. The talk show didn't work out. And then she was like, oh, I'm still the shit. I brought up the ratings. Now I can go off and do my own thing. And I always wanted to be a mogul and be a business person. So I should have an apprentice show. That also didn't work out. And so now I think she finally has reckoned with her demon, which is, oh God, I got to be around a bunch of annoying people.
She's great at the one-liners. Like you talk about, you would cause havoc on a TV show. Like she just knows, she has that gene. She just gets it. She just knows. Did you ever watch Shark Tank when she was on? I mean, it's a great show anyway.
She was fantastic on Shark Tank. Fantastic on Shark Tank. Yeah. Her fighting with Mark Cuban or Mr. Wonderful, like that's good TV. She's a barker. She should bark at people, but not bark at contestants that are dying to work with her. Right. She needs to bark at the equals. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's very important.
I don't know what went wrong, but I mean, where is Bethany on Shark Tank? Like we have, all these other people coming back.
I'm sure she'll come back. I also think that she's in COVID, at home with her daughter. Yeah. And she's doing her podcast, which I'm sure is doing really well. I haven't really listened to it. Or I haven't listened to it since it came out with Hillary Clinton. And I was like, I have to hear this conversation between these two people. But I think that she probably would do it. And I think that they know that she's great for the show. So.
And mind you, I don't think you and I should worry about Bethany and like, is she okay? And does she have enough work? And how are things going? But
she's going to be on TV again. She's going to be on TV again. We may not know what shape that'll take.